Hey guys, welcome back. I want to catch you up on a vision that God gave me. Well, it was really more of a dream that God had fulfilled, and very abruptly. It was, and to give you some backstory on this vision, uh, I had been driving up to North Georgia, about 20 minutes north of where I live, and I was checking on my mom, and on the way there, it's a path that I've taken. I was taking this path every day, and there was a store, an old store that had been shut down as long as I've been in this part of the state. And I mean, it's been closed. I think the store maybe was closed down in the early 90s. At some point it was shut down, maybe mid to early 90s. And it was just an old storefront, an old mercantile store. And as I would drive past it, sometimes my wife would be driving, I'd be staring, out the window at this store. And as I would drive past it, I would always think, that's a cool place. Like it'd be really cool to fix this old mercantile store back, because it's been there since, probably the 50s or 40s. It was an old store. And even before that, there were stores there that date back to the 1800s, and I thought how cool it would be to fix this place up. You can see stuff through the window. It's got this big storefront window. And I never really, other than telling my wife, like, hey, that's a cool place, I really would love to see that restored and brought back. I never really talked to anyone else about it. And one night I'm dreaming that I am in this particular store, and I'm working in some type of, and I can't tell you what I was doing, but I was walking with somebody, and I had been praying with them, and I was excited, and I was in this store that had been shut down. So in my dream, I'm just there. I'm in the store. I'm working with someone, and I'm happy. And all I know is whatever is going on in this dream, I'm full of joy. And I hear God's voice, and he says, you can work here every day for the rest of your life. And then I just knew that. I knew it was his voice, and I thought, wow, imagine that, working at a place where you're this joyful all the time and you're so excited to be here. Because right now I'm working as a teacher, and I'm teaching kids math all day, and it's not, I love working with kids, don't get me wrong, but it's not one of those jobs that, like spreading the gospel or something where I'm just so happy to be there. And I think, I thought, how cool would that be to have a job like this? I don't even know what the job was. I just know I was praying with someone, and we were leaving the store was closing, but I knew exactly where I was when I woke up. And I thought, wow, that was really incredible vision from God. I knew at least, at the time I didn't realize it was some kind of prophetic vision, but I knew I had heard his voice. And the very next day I get a phone call from my mother, who I had been visiting to check on, and she said, hey, you know that store on the side of, that old mercantile store right before you get to our house? And I said, yes. And she said, you won't believe this, but it's for sale. And I made an offer, and the guy said he would take our offer. Now, I had not spoken about this store to anyone or to my mother. There were never any plans. And she said, yeah, I had been walking past there every now and then, and I was just praying about it. And I just happened to run into the guy that owned it, is what she tells me. And face to face says, hey, I want to buy this store, if it's for sale. And he hadn't even listed this place for sale. That's how crazy this was. And she tells me that the day after, I have a vision of working in this store and hearing God's voice. And I said, Mom, you're not going to believe this. And I said, God gave me a vision of me working in this store last night. And I think she kind of was like, I don't know if maybe she was skeptical, like, did you really have this dream? Because to me it was God's way of showing me something and letting me know that his hand was in it. Because I had never, that the store was not for sale when I saw it. I never in my life would have envisioned that our family would somehow own it. And her and my stepdad actually made, the guy made them an offer, gave them a price, and they took it, and they are now the owners of this store that has been shut down for almost 30 years. And if you saw it, it needs a lot of work. And but it's really cool when you go inside this place. It's like a time capsule. If you like a time capsule, this place was shut down in the early to mid 90s, and almost nothing was taken off the shelves, and it was an old mercantile store that sold just about anything. I guess if you could imagine an old Dollar General, it would be something like that. They had every household item that you could imagine, different foods, and it was a butcher shop, and people went there, politicians in the town met there, and it was just a place where everybody went to get sandwiches and things like that. Now, I never knew the place. We moved to Georgia in the early 90s, and I believe it was pretty much already closing down at that point. If it wasn't already closed, it was in the process of that. So I never had any experience going in this place. But what I found really cool, though, is you go in here and stuff still in the package, stuff still, on the shelves. There were boots, there were shoes, things that just didn't sell, and for whatever reason, instead of clearing the shelves, they just I think there might have been a death of one of the owners, that they just kind of closed it up and left it. And how the store is in bad shape. There's going to be a lot of reconstruction work and things like that. But as we were talking about what could we do with it, the idea of making it a place of prayer and a place, not necessarily a church. I don't feel like God's ever led me to do something like that, to have a stationary church, but a place where people can come for fellowship and prayer. And if it was known for that, I think that would be a powerful thing to have in the community. And I just think it's really incredible when you know, and then like God says in His Word, and when He talks about in the book of Acts, and I think it's easy for us to forget this, that in the last days He's going to pour out His Spirit on all people, all of us, and He says your sons and daughters will prophesy, your young men will see visions, your old men will dream dreams. And I would like to say that was a vision so that I can be the young man and not the old one, but I just think it's incredible. And I've had God show me certain things in dreams before and in visions. And His voice, this voice of wisdom, this voice is so, it's almost like there's no words to it. It's just you understand what He said. It's so incredible. And for it to be fulfilled, and I'll keep you guys posted on this. I was actually there today cleaning up, kind of moving. There's so much to do there, but I'm really anxious to just get in there, and I'm staying home this summer. I really would love to get in there and just turn this place into something that is a blessing to others. And I just thought I would share that with you guys, and I've got a lot more to share coming up here shortly, but I wanted to keep you in the loop with kind of what's going on and where we're at. And if you guys have anything that you want to reach out to me about, if you have a testimony that you would like to share on our channel, I've been really feeling led to share testimonies of others, and I've had some really interesting ones that I'm looking at here very shortly, getting sharing these. But if you have something to share, please email us at our email at graceandtruthchannel@gmail.com. Let me know. I would love to have you guys on. Any of you that are willing to share your testimony, or just share something God's doing in your life. I think it would be great for us to have this outlet as long as we're here. Before, I know a lot of things are getting censored and channels deleted, but while we're here, if you have something to share, please reach out to us. Would love to hear from you guys. I want to make this more of a place for people to share the things that God's done for them, whatever that may be. Feel free at any time to reach out to us. And thank you, as always, guys. Thank you for listening and continuing to pray and be led by the Spirit. Thank you all. God bless you.